So he was upset that I wouldn't, be his girlfriend. And so he and this girl, and actually all of the girls, and I think all of the guys, they wound up going to another girl's house in town. Her name was Tracy Gick. She and I are both Catholic. Um, she's a Democrat. I'm a Republican. So they all wound up going over there and spending quite a bit of time over there. She she had a basement that they could party in, and so they could drink and they could smoke and they could do whatever. And like they could watch SNL and like stay up late and everything. And there's no way that kind of thing would be allowed at my house. My parents would never allow that. So they were there for quite a while, and they all hated me. They all talked bad about me. It hurt. It was horrible for a while, but I knew that I had done the right thing, and I knew I needed to like talk to my girlfriends, and explain like what he was doing and what he said to me. Well, before I got a chance to do that, after a few months, he and the one girl that he hooked up with wound up getting into a huge fight in the middle of class one day. And they were literally, one was on one side, the other was on the other, and all the girls were on her side. She's screaming at him, he's trying to defend himself. She's looking at me, he's looking at me, and they're both asking me like, well, help us out. Like, it's her fault, it's his fault. And I'm like, whoa. Nobody's really telling me what's going on. They've just spent the last several months hating on me, partying their butts off, like having a great old time. So what am I supposed to do about it? So, eventually they wound up, of course, not being together and everything. His family, his dad had an issue with alcohol at one point in time. So I knew addictions were an issue for him. And I knew that my friend that he hooked up with, her and her family her dad was a bad alcoholic. And I think that's the reason he died, or one of the reasons, that was one of the reasons why he died, or led up to his death. And that's another reason why, I told him to be with her, because, she needed help. He needed help. They both had the same issue that they were struggling with. And, they were both church people. She was a Catholic, he was a Protestant. Like, they should have helped each other. And that's really what should have been going on. And because that didn't happen, it didn't surprise me that it ended in an explosion, because, it's hard for both of them to deal with that kind of thing, especially as a teenager. Like, I mean, it's hard for anybody to deal with that, let alone what age they are, So I knew there were going to be issues between the two. So I was really hoping that either I would be able to help them out, or they would be able to help themselves, or somebody else would be able to help them with that. So anyway, it ended up in a huge thing. And eventually we did start having, parties regularly with people in the class. But, the boys always brought the alcohol and everything. I never provided it.